Hello, hello. All right, let's stop this music that I can't hear. Somehow my settings have been, well, I reset a lot of things on my computer and apparently nerfed the sound system with one of them. So it has sound. I'm just not set up to be able to push things. Music. You can have music or I can have music. We can't both have music. So it's going to make our create-in a little quieter this evening, but that's okay. We'll be fine. Hi, how you doing? Let's get organized. So, what did I leave up here? Yeah, so I've got several things I'm going to be working on tonight. This is a create-in, so I'm just going to be catching up on all the administrative stuff that I have not yet gotten done this week. So it is somewhat creating. I am building new tiers for my Patreon. That's a creative act, right? I'm sure that's a creative act. But it is also administration, which is unfortunately a part of the creative life. I can make all the stuff you want, but you still have to do accounting. So, yeah, so I'm doing some overhaul on my Patreon tiers. Hang on, let me see what this does to. Nope, that's not going to work out. Okay. Make something. I can probably make this a little bit more visible for you guys. More zooming. Yeah, there we go. So this was, well, the 2021 tiers. And I'm just updating them a little bit. You'll see here it has things like access to the serial as it's running and, completed serial and all those sorts of things. And what I found is that my patrons in particular, this is not a general statement, this is my particular audience, actually doesn't like ongoing fiction. They want to sit down and binge the whole freaking thing at once when it gets in their hands and just have one big fat book. And obviously those are individual preferences and whatnot, but I feel like if you're going to hang out on my Patreon and give me money, I really want to hear your opinion. So I'm doing some changes here to reflect, hopefully, something that will be of more value to them. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on is coming over here, and I'm just going to do some of these things. So hold on. Okay. And man, it would be really nice to have some music playing in the background. I wonder if that is an option anywhere. So you don't have to just listen to me click a mouse, and I don't have to just listen to myself hum. Let's see. Oh, hi, Bridger. Thanks for stopping by. I like my glasses too, and unfortunately I can't show you all the cool things they do, but these are the cool, like, replaceable ones. And I have a frame that's just all dinosaurs in Santa hats, which I wore pretty much entirely the last week. And then I've got others that are just like red sparkles because holiday season, but really Laura does red. So yeah, so this is I think this is the galaxy colored one. So I could be like, ooh. Anyway, yeah, so I'm pretty excited about those. I actually really dislike wearing glasses, even with minimal frames or anything. It feels very claustrophobic is a very strong word, but I feel constrained. So I don't like them, but also I do like being able to see. So there is my conundrum. So I finally just saw the, I've seen this style of, glasses with tops or whatever. And so I took advantage of a Black Friday sale and had a tantrum and bought myself some that at least if I'm going to wear glasses, I can at least have fun with them. So, yeah. All right. Okay, so let me play with these. Yeah, this is officially a create-in. Oh, I'm sorry. I should probably back up since I wasn't here previously. And I did put up some notification that I was not going to be streaming the last 2 weeks that I did not stream, but I know that sometimes doesn't propagate well across social media and things. So I apologize if anybody showed up and I was not here. So 2 weeks ago, Elena, whom many of you know, had surgery. And so I ended up actually just staying spending most of my time over there, hanging out with her, taking care of things. And I thought about trying to squeeze in, because Rhonda and I were going to do the edit together, the edit live together, but we were both feeling pretty pressured, and that was the day that Elena had surgery and all of that. And Rhonda actually suggested, look, let's just reschedule, because we feel like that would be better, for everybody, give us a better chance to tell people that it was coming, and not have to be like squeezing a stream in while checking on Elena and those kinds of things. So, oh yes, Bridger, yes, she's fine. She's doing actually quite well. She's still sore and things, but she's moving around a lot better and stuff now. So that's good. But yeah, so that was, basically that's where I spent, 10 days or so over there, and just wasn't trying to squeeze streams in there. So I apologize if anybody showed up and didn't get the messages that we were not going to be streaming. Rhonda and I are still planning to do the live edits, but that will probably be coming up in January. It just gives us a chance to alert a little bit better what we're going to be doing and whatnot, because we were both kind of scrambling for some naked unedited pages to bring in, because I hadn't written a lot of new stuff because I released a book. So and I didn't have anything that was super raw. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, Elena's fine. She's doing a lot better. And, we were giving her a hard time. She was, I don't think she'd mind if I told this. She was, wearing pajama pants and things because, well, it was a lot more comfortable than wearing things with waistbands that lie across the incisions and whatnot. And so she was, like, oh no, I'm doing Christmas Eve in pajama pants, and like, yes, but you're in stars, so you're completely appropriately seasonal and everything. So, because of course she has star pajamas, because Elena has star everything. So, okay. Besides, I think you're supposed to do Christmas Eve in pajama pants. It's a rule in some countries. So, all right. So anyway, yes, this is a Create-In. So hopefully we can sit down. And again, I apologize if you're just coming in. I see we have some people joining us. I did a lot of cleanup on my computer and solved a few problems, but also borked my sound system. So I can play music for you, or I can play music for me, but I can't play music for both of us. And I'm really scared to play music for you if I can't hear it, in case it ends up at like 83 decibels or something. So yes, the rules. You are supposed to do Christmas Eve in pajama pants. Yes. And if they are star pajama pants, then so much the better. Absolutely. All right. So please, wherever you are, put on some music for yourself as you work. And then I'm going to do some work on my new Patreon tier and update that. And then also the other thing I'm going to be doing tonight is uploading. Just literally minutes before I went live, I received the final, like actual file name _ final, all caps, right? Audiobook files for Blood and Bond. So that will be uploaded tonight. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that first. That requires less thinking, and if I upload it to Soundwise, which is where I distribute, it's actually a really boring process. So I'm going to do it on the stream, so I have somebody to talk to while I do it. Let's see, where did I leave my window capture? There we go. Let's hop over here. And in theory, I've got maybe Soundwise. There we go. Nope. There we go. Okay. And pull this in a little bit so you guys can see. Maybe you can't see. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Bridger came here to procrastinate for an hour. I forgot it was a Create-In, so now has to do the task that you're procrastinating. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's yeah, you will have company. This is exactly the thing. Let's see. Can I pull this out of the way so you can see this a little bit? No, I can't. Hi, can you let me move things here, please? Yeah. So up here, I've got the add track button to do this, and the level of Soundwise that I have is a low tier of Soundwise that I can't do the bulk uploads, and it's completely like as a conscious choice on my part. It saves me a big ton of money a month. I figure it's worth to do. But here, if I go up to bulk upload, it's like, oh no, you don't spend enough money for that. That's okay. I will be annoyed once in a while to save the money, but it means now I'm going to drop in 95 or something files by hand. Badoop. I just start uploading here, and so yeah, I would love to have some company and hang out while we do this. So, oh, I should probably update this title while I'm talking. Yeah. I'm also going to upload to Find a Way, which does allow bulk upload, and that will be fast and easy, but this is the boring manual version, so it's okay. Here we go. Ba-doom, ba-doom. So your emails will probably require more thought than me dragging and dropping. Oh, I'm sorry, Bridger. The bottom of the list emails, because they are awkward, you have to write them carefully, and yeah, and you have to edit them to death. And yes, I'm sorry. Um, yeah, I found myself, it was funny, like I started observing my own behavior because, of course, that's what you do. And when I was writing those, oh, how do I have this really awkward conversation or this really sensitive conversation, right? Like I a few days ago was writing back and forth about, hey, do we choose euthanasia? These kinds of things. And just to clarify for anyone watching, we are discussing pets, not ants. Okay. So anyway, not relatives. Anyway, so I'd finish these emails and I would immediately jump over to something like Duolingo or a language learning app or a fun game that would give me like immediate like bing, you're right, bing, you're right, bing, you're right, bing, you're right, your super high rate of rapid reinforcement. And I was like, oh yeah, this is how this works, doesn't it? Why am I craving this game after finishing working on this email? Yeah. Well, I am sorry that you came here for procrastination and got work time instead. So, so this is Find a Way Voices, where I'm uploading over here, and I can do bulk upload over here. So this is my time saving version. And then sound wise, again, I'm just on a super cheap tier because I am super cheap. This is a big book, by the way. This is definitely the longest book in the tetralogy, and it is a fat boy. And Liz, my narrator, deserves all the props for their amazing work and just making it through this monster thing. So, yeah. So we're going to give that a minute to upload, and then I will come back and play with it. Oh man, yeah. Sorry, just catching up on the um, awkward email. Yeah, you could. Yeah, it's hard. Like you might just you could just say something like oh, thank you so much for asking. We're still concerned or something, but or I don't know. Just we're so culturally conditioned that if someone uh, asks like how something is, we need to give a positive, upbeat answer, and I don't. That's really inconvenient when we don't necessarily have one. So yeah. Oh, he actually died. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm really sorry. Yeah, it's enough of the email. Just oh yeah. Oh, thank you so much for asking. Um, we. I think. I mean, I know you're not asking me for my opinion. I just. Oh, just feel bad because yeah, that is an awkward question. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm really sorry. It is hard. Like you've got somebody who's trying to be concerned. The fact that they mentioned it more than once is that it's not just being social. They're trying to ask how he is, but yeah, it's. Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, I think just a brief mention and then getting it back onto the purpose of the email, which is rescheduling or something. But I'm sorry, that is awkward. Oh no, no, you're not just extra bad at emails. That is an awkward email, and it's one that and absolutely not throwing any criticism at the person who was kind enough to ask after your family, right? But it's one that if I'd been sending that email, I would have hesitated to be like, I hope everything's fine because that's I wouldn't necessarily have a reason to assume that was the case. I would have maybe asked I remember you mentioning how are things or something that didn't set up for a particular answer, right? But also I tend to word and overthink a lot with words, so I don't think that maybe the average person would have done that. But no, you are not super awkward for feeling that that is awkward at all. That is awkward. Yes. I'm sorry. Us overthinking about words? Gasp! Right, exactly. Yeah, how would we do this? Yes. Yeah. It's especially hard with work emails. Like with personal emails, you can at least be like, surely you've known me well enough to know how I would mean this sentence. But work emails, and you're like, well, how is this going to read when it's read aloud in a court of law? Right? Like, yes. Oh, are you still uploading over here? Oh, you are. Sorry. All right, I thought I was going to be clever by uploading two things at once, and I really just overburdened my system. So now I get to watch the uploading numbers creep. Newsflash, I was not as clever as I thought. So many tracks. Maybe I will end up going back to my tiers spreadsheet anyway, because I think I have out efficiencyed myself over here by trying to do the find a way upload at the same time as the Soundwise upload. Yeah, it's trying. All right, well, I'm going to leave this to run it, and I'm going to actually hop back to my spreadsheet. Where did I leave it? Here we go. Out efficiencyed myself. Right, there should be a word for that. There's probably a word in another language, most likely German. Maybe if Grace was here. If Grace is here, you can tell us if there's a word in German for that. I have cleverly out-clevered myself and made myself inefficient. All right, what am I going to do here? Slow is fast and fast is slow. Right. There's with more layers of meaning and all in one word. That should exist. I should use that all the time, says Bridger. Absolutely. And what is the slow is smooth and smooth is fast? And my great quote that I pulled out when I was doing mechanical skills presentations on it was dress me slowly for I am in a hurry. Unfortunately attributed to two different world leaders, so I can't tell you which historical dictator actually said that. But I loved the just the concept of I have to do this slowly because I don't have time to do it twice is like the take home message there, and I love that. But yes, I'm being so efficient that I have broken it. It definitely needs to be a word. There we go. Delete all this serial stuff because it is not happening. To Icarus as a verb. Yes, I had the grandest of ambitions and it's not working out the way I planned. To Icarus. Yes. Okay, I need to figure out how to make this more stable. Okay, yes. Bridger has decided we need to Icarus and to Sisyphus as verbs. To Icarus is what I was just mentioning about, I had grand ambitions and actually undid my ambitions by working at them in the wrong ways. Bridger, to Sisyphus. Okay, but maybe if I continued to shove this round peg into a square hole for long enough. Yeah, that is absolutely a real phenomenon which we can observe in real people we know, sometimes really personally. Yeah. If I just keep pushing. I'm gonna Apparently I'm missing something exciting downstairs. Doberman's got to go home and check it out. All right. Oh, no, no, no. Stop that. Okay. So while I was doing that, this is nearly caught up. So close, so close. Okay. So you can see Find a Way's bulk upload is a whole lot nicer. I like that a lot. And Find a Way Voices, if you're not familiar with it, is a distributor for audiobooks in the same way that Draft Digital or something like that would be a distributor for ebooks. So I've got all these files in. I'm just going to run through and make sure that my chapters are all in the right order so nobody gets spoiled as they're listening to the audiobook. Oh no, another awkward email. Okay, you finished and sent. That's very good. Like, you get to have a little party now, and then you can look at the other awkward email, but that is a separate project. So first, party for sending the first awkward email. Here you go. But also, hooray, you came to Create-In and got the awkward email done. So that is good. Create-In can also be administrative catch-up, because that is totally what I am using it for right now. Just making sure all these chapters run in the right order. I did once upload a book with the chapters out of order. That was pretty subpar. It would be the kindest thing I can say about that. So just like to triple check. All right, that's good. So we're going to submit those. Oh, I guess it wants these renamed as well. Huh. Okay. Well, I guess I will go back and change those, because didn't realize that they were, a lot of places don't actually demonstrate or don't actually display the names, so I forgot that they needed to be done. Oh no, I deleted that. I was deleting that. That's fine. Yes. All right. Trying to procrastinate, accidentally out efficiencyed your procrastination, and now are yes, absolutely. All right, so I'm not going to be as clever as I thought, because I do have to manually update these chapter names. Oh well. And should probably try to spell it correctly. Someday I'm going to get smart and write short books. Contemporary romance authors don't have this kind of tedious problem. Right, very efficient books. This is an inefficient book. Also typing. Oh, hi, Megan. Thanks for, no, keep writing long books. Excellent. All right. Oh, see, Bridger, you used your procrastination productively. That's amazing. I don't even know how to categorize that if you avoided things and got so productive. Yeah, that's great. That's amazing. All right, look, I like long books while I'm writing them. I don't like them while I'm trying to fix their timelines or when I'm manually uploading them. But really, I only have to manually upload like once in the process if I do it right. So that's why I don't get to whine about it. This is such a fat book. Big fan of displacement cleaning. Yeah, I have grand ideas about displacement cleaning, and usually I just think about them and I don't even efficiently clean. I don't even procrastinate efficiently. Yeah, it's pretty sad. So I I get frustrated with the clutter and I get angry about it, but I'm not angry enough to actually completely fix it. Oh, hi, Grace. Yes, Grace was sorting lunch. Great. We had a question about German earlier, so we were hoping you were in the chat. We are, Grace, if you can help us out, we are looking for the word that means I did everything so efficiently that I accidentally outthought myself and now I am inefficient. And we feel like there's a word for that, but if you've got one in German, we would greatly appreciate it. Oh, thanks, Bridger, for letting me whine about it because I'm definitely whining right now while I'm saying I'm not allowed to whine. So totally doing it. Yes, Grace, these are new glasses, and I really should have brought up my my nifty tops so I could show. They actually they swap out, and so I had fun ones for Christmas. I had dinosaurs with Santa hats because why wouldn't you? And I've got sparkly red ones that you will definitely be seeing in the future. But this was my fun way of like if I have to wear glasses, at least I'm going to have fun with them. So that was the plan. Oh my gosh, Grace. Yes, there is a word for it. All right. Let me see if I can go back in the chat and find, did we define it? I don't know if we actually wrote it in the chat or not. Okay, it is, let me see if I can put this in here. Overthink one's efficient planning so as to render the process actually inefficient. And that's just me being, yeah, where this came up, Grace, just so you have context, is I was uploading to 2 websites at once to be super efficient about my audio uploads. And what I did was choke my upload so that it wasn't uploading fast at all. So that's where this came up, and I'm sure there's a word for it. And if you've got it, you can do that. Yes, Bridger's got that. Listen to Bridger. Look at me type, Bridger. This is why I can't talk and type at the same time. This is why, yeah. Fat book is so fat. Felt so bad for Liz, who's my narrator for this. I'm like, it is the longest one in the series. The next one will be shorter. I promise. Like it's already done. I can tell you for certain it's shorter. I am now 2/3 of the way through. Yay me. Oh my gosh, typing. How do typing? Home stretch, home stretch. Some poor person flipping channels on Twitch stops by, looks up and says, good grief, what kind of, like, I guess it's not stressful to watch this, but who would watch this? Almost like a visual ASMR. All right, look at that. Look at that. Andy Cards Retail. Okay, there we go. We're in. I think these look mostly in order. I think they're all there. Oh, not that one. How did I not save that one? Typed it, but I didn't keep it. Oh no, it says it's there. 91. Why did you not show 91? Okay, there we go. 90, 91. All right. Whew. Yay! All right. Metadata is very incomplete because I was just working on audio files. So, all right, well, I can come back and do that later because that's processing those. I can come back and do this one. Yay! I feel like I've just done this. Oh, hi, Doberman. No, please don't keep on my keyboard. Thanks. Okay, thanks. Oh my gosh, Grace has a word for us. Oh, but there's not a chance of me saying that out loud. Let me bring the chat up so everybody in the video can appreciate this. Let's see, can I actually grab this chat? And yeah, let's try to. There we go. Nope, stop, dog. Stop. All right. Okay, yeah, so here's our word from Grace, and there's not a chance that I'm going to be able to say that, so I am just going to share that visually with you guys. Yeah, so what is that? I'm going to try it. Tuktigkeits spem unbensvermeinderdernstifekt. I'm really sorry, all you German speakers. That is not my field. I can read a couple of languages. German is not one of them. Hi, you're very helpful, little Doberman. So that is, and it's not that's a word in common use. That is amazing. That is an amazing word. Thank you, Grace. I figured there had to be one. There had to be one. Because, yeah, German is an extremely flexible language on, I just need to express this paragraph in a word, please. So. All right. Hey, puppy, can you want to hop up here so that you can not be on my keyboard for funs? Could we do that, please? Over here. She said, no, I actually would really just prefer to be in your lap while you're working. So, okay. Thank you, Grace, for sharing that and getting that put together for us. No, Indomiel, I'm sorry. You cannot be on my lap while I'm working. That's where my keyboard's sitting. Can't put a Doberman and a keyboard in the same space. Does not work out efficiently. We were just talking about efficiency. Oh, now my caps lock is all been Doberman. There we go. All right. Oh, here we go. Two Theitigkeits Berum ins Firmen der uns Effekt. I don't feel like I actually did your guide justice there, Grace. I'm really sorry. Okay, I see your CHH being the back of the throat. Yes, I get that, but that's not in your pronunciation guide, so I don't know where to put it. Okay, let me see if I can get these on the same page. I have to scroll up and down. Let's see. We're going to try this, if I can get them on the same page. Theitigkeits bin ens Vermin der uns Effekt. Der uns Effekt. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to move up and down. All right. The second syllable is the hardest. It has the two the CHs. Okay, where's the two kiked two Theitigkeits bin ins Vermin der uns Effekt. All right, that's, you know what I can say? I can say Tupperwarisch, that's Tupperware. And then all the rest of my words are related to dog sport. So I can say Hundenführer and Schutzengel, it's guardian angel, but I only know that from putting it together from various dogs' names. So there we go. Kiked. All right. Good. This is almost as embarrassing as the time you were trying to get me to pronounce "hua" on stream, and I'm pretty sure I did it wrong there just now as well. So, oh, it's an E. It's a long E, not a long I. Kicked. Okay. American vowels have me completely messed up on how to read things. Kicked. Okay. I'm really hoping I remember what order I was adding these, putting these files up in. That could be fun. All right. Back to my one at a time uploads. Oh, I'm not sharing that with anyone. I don't know if anyone wants to see me doing my one at a time uploads, but that is what I'm working on right now. Oh, Grace, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that. All right. If I record myself trying to say it, will the moderator remove a link? I don't think so, but I will go over and see if I can tell the moderator to chill out. Let me see. Go ahead and try it, and if you get moderated, I'll try to go tell the bot to simmer down. I feel really bad when I can't say something properly because it makes me feel very rude American. And it's not that I'm rude, trying to be rude American. It's just that I'm not educated in all the phonetics, and I'm very skilled at other things that are not needed at this time. I do want to be both polite and competent, I think, is where I'm going with that. Yeah, Megan. So what I was talking about early on is the Find a Way, which is this distributor over here. I can upload in bulk, and it goes fairly quickly, and that's how I actually choked out my my upload earlier. That's how we got on this whole efficiency talk and the German word and everything. But Soundwise, which is what I use for direct sales and my Patreon rewards and things, I'm not paying for the expensive tier that would let me do bulk upload. And since I am, it is only a pain for me when a book is actually completed, so not that often. I just cry a lot when I have to do it and whine, this time in public, and then do it. so yeah, it is a one at a time, which especially for a book like Blood and Bond, which is a fat epic fantasy, is a little bit bigger issue than it would be for like when I did She Speaks in Flames or something like that, which is shoop shoop shoop, upload, we're done. And this is a much longer project, which is why I'm whining about it on stream. So okay. Grace has got a link in the chat if anyone missed it on the correct pronunciation of the first bit, and she says I had the rest of it close, so that's good. I'll be happy with that. If I can hear it, I can generally replicate it pretty closely, but I'm not remotely going to pretend that I can read it properly out of text. Okay, and Bridger's got a link in there of her, so I'm going to check that out later. Maybe Grace can Grace can give us some feedback. So true story, I was doing a presentation on mythologies and the Indian and Chinese Buddha influences on Japanese myth and whatnot. And so I was talking about that, and these are things that I've looked at a lot, but it's mostly been looking at. I'm not having conversations with this. I just read them a lot. And so I wrote to an Indian friend and a friend who spoke Mandarin, and I'm sorry, I was like fumbling there because I'm trying to find the right way to say, she is first generation Chinese. So I just couldn't make that my brain do that. Sorry. And I sent them like, here is the vocabulary that I will be using in this presentation. Can you please help me with the pronunciation so I'm not, embarrassing myself or offending people by saying these words as I think they look instead of how they sound properly. And so they were kind enough to help me out with that. Oh, yay! Grace says Bridger got it, so awesome. Good. I'll check that out, and then I will have two videos to help me correct my own pronunciation. Hey, we're officially at time, but I've obviously got a few chapters to go. So if anybody needs to go and was waiting for me to be responsible and close out the hour, it is that time. And if anybody wants to hang out, I'm going to be here for a bit. So yeah. So this is Soundwise, and back in the spring I did an episode on setting up in Soundwise, but it can go faster than this. But Soundwise is what I'm using for direct audio sales now, and then also for my Patreon rewards. So Megan, for example, will be getting, she has a Soundwise app that, the app is free, but then she has a Patreon library that I will load stuff directly into. So then this book will magically appear in it very soon. But yeah, I've been exploring a lot on ways I can make things efficient, both in time and in money, because both of those matter. Resources do matter. So if I were uploading a book much more often, it would be worth paying the higher tier. But since I am not a fast publisher, then we are just whining about it once in a while. And that way I can spend time but save money. But if it were a lot more time, I'd have to do the math. And what I am going to do, since I was talking while I was uploading this, and since it's not super fast, which means my brain can get distracted by things that are shiny while I'm waiting to click the next button, which happens a lot, I'm going to run through, and when we get here, you've got all these, and I will just run through and play the first few seconds of every track to make sure it says the right chapter number that matches up with what I think it will. Because again, one time I didn't do that and I broke it. And I don't want to do that to anybody. Yes, more books, more books. Stuff will magically appear. Book Funnel, which I've mentioned before and which I also utilize, has a audio distribution feature as well. The downside is that it is in beta, and when it goes into non-beta, what is that, regular production, something, it's going to cost a lot more, like 3 digits more a year. And again, time versus money. I am happy with many things, but not to the point that I want to just spend an extra 3 digits for no good reason. So that's why I'm using Soundwise for distribution now, so I don't have to change anything when the BookFunnel audio leaves beta. It's nice. Like, it's really nice. I like it. I just, still not yet rolling around in money like Scrooge McDuck. Husband is not a reader, but is curious about Shard of Elan. Would he be interested in starting with some of the shorter pieces to see if it was something that was more his style? Or is he a person who reads better with audio? Because that happens too. So did I click this? See, this is why I can't talk and do this at the same time. This is why I'm going to have to double check, because I'm just like, oh, click the button. Oh, shiny. Yeah. Oh, listen on a road trip. Cool. That'll be fun. I just heard from somebody else who was listening to them on a road trip, and she was listening to Shard, and her husband was in the car, and I said, "Oh no, have you just like he's trapped in the car and he can't get out, kind of thing." She said, "No, he actually liked it, so it was good." Okay, loves fantasy, just doesn't like the act of reading a physical book. Yeah, yeah. And honestly, like I process them a little bit differently. I do a lot of reading on audio right now, because I can fit it in more places, which is helpful, and it can help where if you're feeling twitchy and like settling into sitting down with a physical book and just is hard in that moment, but you can still listen to an audiobook. And I do it a lot while I'm driving. That's why my audiobook, I got so behind in all my audio stuff from during 2020, because I wasn't driving, and that's when I did almost all of my audio reading. So all of my podcasts, all my audiobooks, everything, I got so far behind from 2020 and 2021 because I just wasn't traveling, so I wasn't reading audio. But I'm getting caught up. No, that's not true. I'm getting more than I was. I'm not remotely close to caught up, but I'm getting more than I was. It was hard like to review these because again, I do most of my listening in the car, and this is a lot of book, and I'm like, I need to drive more so I can review the files. Is there such a thing as caught up? That's why we have lists, so we can curate those lists so we can feel like we caught up. Then we just look at another list and that feeling goes away. But for one shining, glorious moment, I had that particular list checked off. That's how that works. But yeah, it's not fair, because even if I do like get in the car and drive a long way and listen to a lot of stuff, people just keep producing more stuff. Like I appreciate that, but also that's not fair. I can't catch up. So oh my gosh, what just happened to my light? Oh man, it just went into I'm sitting beneath a sun. Hold on. All right, so yeah, I've got my lights here, and they're pretty bright, and I usually keep them. They're digital. I usually keep them dialed down to about 15%, And that one, just for no reason that I can readily discern, just kicked up to 100%. So suddenly, I mean, good news, no longer suffering from seasonal affective disorder. Bad news, couldn't see anything. Wow. All right. And then, oh, I'll show you on the next upload where this goes. All right. So I've got about 40 tracks uploaded, so I'm about halfway done. So I'm going to hop over here, but I've got soundcasts. And so right now, this is all the stuff that I've got out. Where do I keep this? What did I do with my book? There it is. So now you can see it says private here. I don't know, maybe you can see what this on your screen. I don't know. Blood and Bond right in the middle of the screen here, and it says private. So private means that only people I have entered an email address for can hear this, which in this case right now is just me. So that means I can get it set up and get it reviewed. Oh, good. Thanks for letting me know that it's visible. And then when I am ready to publish it and let it go live, I will flip it over to a public. There's a button over here somewhere. Here we go, right at the top. I will flip it over to public, and that would mean people would now be able to purchase access to it, and which in normal parlance means they can buy it. Yeah. So anyway, that's how that works. But I like it because I'm using Soundwise basically as my private radio service right now. So I'll take you back and I'll show you some other things that I've done here with it in just a moment when this finishes uploading. Oh, right. Okay. So sorry. I just saw Bridger's got into Critical Role and has so many hours to listen to. Yes. Yeah. So much content. I tried. I couldn't get past the initial part, but I'm told that it starts slow and then builds, and I've completely believed that, but also I kind of don't have time to get involved in a several thousand hour fandom, so I can't do it. But where was I going? I had a point when I started. Oh, just that, yes, I get it with the, oh no, I have so much content to catch up on, because you've got years of Critical Role to get there. So, so here, what a couple of things I've done. I mean, you can see like a lot of the stuff that I have, put out. And so these are things that people can access. But down here, like Writing for Your id is a talk that I purchased and downloaded. But I'm not going to sit at my computer and play it while I sit in a chair. Come on, like I'm way too twitchy for that. So I instead dropped it into Soundcast and made it a private Soundcast. And so now I can play it off my phone app while I'm in the car, which is what I did. And so that's, it's been really convenient. And of course, I'm not going to turn that public and distribute it. That would be unethical and illegal and basically a jerk thing to do. But turning into a private sound so I can listen to it anywhere instead of having to be sitting at the computer, I think that's fine. So, very handy. For those of you just joining us, this is an exciting night of watching me upload one file at a time and rename it. Tune in next week for more thrilling The administrivia of a creative career. Yeah. So, but hey, we got to like identify German words and whatnot in the middle. So it's good time. Good time. Come on. There we go. And I don't think I explained this before. This is actually how I uh, did the review for all these audio files, as well as I put them into Soundwise and listened to them as a private podcast. So it's just me and the audio files. But I'm re-uploading them now because I'm sure you're wondering, like, why on earth would you do this twice? Because we had pickups. You know, it was like, oh, can we tweak this right here, or oh, this name needs to be pronounced differently, or whatever. Just little pickup things that that Liz went back and changed. So they gave me a lovely zip file with all the cleaned up, underscore final, all caps, the traditional final file. And so that's what I am uploading at this time. I just deleted everything that was old so that there was no chance of an old file getting in by accident. And then I am uploading all the pretty new ones. But yeah, this is my new favorite. Having Soundwise is my new favorite way to review audio files, because otherwise it was, try to sort MP3s on your phone if you at the best. Remember where you were if you had to stop in the middle of an MP3. Like, no, we like apps that actually treat it like an audiobook, so you can track where you are. I think I'm officially more than halfway done. So much fat book. Soundwise also does have, at a higher tier, the ability to integrate with Zapier and Patreon and all of those things. And so I wouldn't have to manually add my patrons' email addresses or something to a Soundcast. But again, I'm cheap. And for me, it is worth the savings to just take the time to do that each month rather than to pay for the higher tier. Now, if I had an enormous empire where it was taking me a very long time to enter all of that stuff manually, then I would either pay for the higher tier or pay somebody else to do it. But if I had an enormous empire and that many names to enter, I could probably afford to pay for the higher tier. So in the meantime, this is what I'm doing it manually. if timing had been perfect, I was playing D&D last night, and this would be the perfect mindless, just click, 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 during battle rotation or something. But I didn't have the files yet, so didn't get that. This doesn't require a lot of very careful cognition, but I am going to double check them to make sure that I don't get anything out of order or mislabeled. Dog gave up and is asleep on the dog bed, which is great. She was sulking because I wouldn't let her in my lap while I have a keyboard in my lap. So mean. The worst. Also, she doesn't fit in my lap because, she's an adult Doberman and I'm in an office chair. But other than that, yeah, it's fine. No, she is not here where I can put her in the Dober cam. She is across the room on a dog bed. So all Dobermans fit in all laps. That is true. That is absolutely a true statement because Dobermans are a fluid and can fit pretty much anywhere they want to. The problem is that I am in an office chair that kind of makes my lap an angle, like it slopes. And it's not a particularly big lap in this chair, and it's angled, and it's just not, it's not going to work out. Like, it's really not. And so now she's not as abused as she would have you believe. Because usually she gets to sit on me on the bed. But this morning I got up early and I didn't work from the bed. In the morning I, had to go out like some sort of animal and outside the house and such. And so she didn't get her quality human sitting time this morning. And apparently it's still a thing. So. Parkour cuddles, yes. Yes, pretty much. Down to 30 tracks. Oh, we're going to make it. We're going to make it. Oops, I got excited. I clicked too soon. I've gotten to the point where in the window where I'm pulling the files from, like I've now scrolled up enough where I can see the top. So I'm not just buried in the middle. That's a big deal. There's nothing like an audiobook to point out to you exactly how different your chapter lengths can be. Like, this one is 7 minutes. This one is 17 minutes. Well, that's how the story worked out. I'm sorry. Hey, Sarah. Thanks for stopping by. I am taking care of administration here on this Create-In. It is not creating for me tonight. It is creating management. But we've been having good chats, so. Audiobook production is exciting. This is the uploading part, which is less exciting. So it's particularly less exciting because I'm too cheap to pay for the tier that would let me do the bulk upload. But the cost is worth it, and I don't publish audiobooks often enough for it to actually be a major resource loss for me. So I just go on stream and whine about it, and that's what everybody's been listening to tonight. So, yes. But yes, I'm so close to getting to release this one. It's probably going to be out technically by the end of the year. So it will officially be a 2021 release by the skin of our teeth. By the thin plastic packaging that it's wrapped in. Except it's digital, so we don't have to do that. I am pretty excited to have it done, though. We can arrange for you to get a Shard Shield audiobook that exists. Dragging out finishing Kin and Kind. I know I've had so many people tell me that they are not reading Kin and Kind, like for good reasons, but also it's okay, you can read it. So somebody last night has had the book for a long time. She's one of my patrons, so she had it. She even had it early before it was out, and but she hadn't started it yet until last night. But yeah, we can. I'm doing so much of my reading now in audio that I really want to make sure that I have my stuff in audio. So only have 30 some pages left. Okay, so you've definitely started it. You're into some. You're into it. All right. I hope you love the 30 pages. I wanted to drag it out but failed. Sorry, Megan. Okay. Well, I will tell you that I have a half-written bonus story that takes place after Kin and Kind that will be coming at some point. It's just not ready yet. So it's the best I can do right now. Oh, prequel, like how and why did Azalee and Jerome marry? We know a little bit of why they married. That's in there. So, but yeah, how that went down exactly, that might be a fun prequel to explore. Huh. I'll think about that. Think about that. Actually, I've been in the last week poking around in several places, actively collecting, like, what do you want to see bonus content wise? So feel free to throw ideas at me because I'm definitely accepting ideas. I make no promises for everything. Uh, somebody has asked repeatedly for details on a part of the story that I'm sorry is just probably never going to come out in that much detail, but I can hint around at other things related to. So yeah, no, there's just little bits. It's there's not like a lot of detail on that. We just get a reference to what happened, and so you know why things happened, but none of it was in detail. We didn't get any immediate like first person views of it or anything. So Megan, which part, what details? Um, it's probably safe to say what I'm not saying. I guess she wants this person has asked repeatedly for the complete story of Shannon's mother. So these are things that I know some of, but I also like don't want to necessarily how do I say this? There is a story arc, and branching off of that to some degree is fine, but also I don't want to start pulling away from Shannon's arc, I guess. So uh, other things can be connected but separate, and then yeah, I don't know. It makes sense in my head better than it is coming out live with no things. Yeah, intriguing but also sad. Yeah, exactly. Like there's whichever way you think that went down, it still has to end up sad. there's there's no there's no way that went well, and and I just yeah I there's yeah I just these are things that I know that I don't. It sounds so much worse when I'm saying that out loud. It's not really like as horrible as I'm making it sound. I don't know. Anyway, so the answer is I don't know how much we're going to find of that, but there's plenty of other things that we can talk about that I am considering talking about. So, and my husband tonight told me as we were grabbing dinner, he's like, "Well, the start of the Lawn series is done. It doesn't mean the world is done." And I'm like, "Right, I have some ideas." So we'll see. See, that's the thing. What happened to her? Who was she? Like, there's just no way to tell that story without it having a tragic ending, because there's no way that that's going to work out. Not and you ended up without your kid, right? Like, and so that's where I'm. Like, side stories can fill things out, but they still have to be complete stories on their own. And I don't want to just depress everybody. So we are Shard of Elan fans. We are okay with tragedy. Okay. All right, I hear you. And maybe we can layer with something else too, so it's not just all the bad all the time. So, but tragic endings have all the feelings. This is also a true statement. Okay, okay, okay. You can keep talking me into it. But the one that's half written is not tragic. I'll just say that. There we go. We have to do them simultaneously to balance out. Good feelings are okay too, I guess. Yes. Yes. That is that is a completely like I love that sentence because yes, it is exactly. I get that. I get that. I am so close to single digits. Single digits is actually not single digits because there's opening credits, but still the point remains. Really close. Single digits and then bonus digits. Yes, yes, we are splitters. The single digits and then the extras. Right. Getting closer. I want like the New Year's countdown as I get down to this. I want a ball to drop. So, since you guys were asking about bonus content, one of the things I'm kicking around, you know, you leave yourself little loopholes just to like go back and pick up a hook later or something. So in Blood and Bond, we see a couple of mercenaries go by. They were actually hired, you know, to show up at a festival and throw some elbows. And we learn their names and we learn they're traveling together and these sorts of things. And I think they're a really fascinating pair who probably have some interesting things going on that we just don't get to see because they're not relevant to anything else in the rest of the story. So I've wondered if they're going to come back somewhere. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm also finding myself getting excited about Poet's Eye stuff since watch me type since that's the next big project to go out in the pipeline. So I'm gonna get to start sharing more Poet's Eye snippets and those kinds of things. So I'm pretty excited about that too. They're also good people. You'll like them. Okay, so do you reread your own novels? Yes, but not at once. Like I'll go back and pick up a scene, or something like that, and I I don't sit down like I know people who sit down and reread the last book in a series as they write the next book in the series. And first of all, I am not nearly that organized as far as writing linearly, um, so that's not how I do things. And then yeah, like I'll go back and read a section, but I don't tend to just sit down and reread the whole book. But I don't tend to sit down and reread books as a general rule anyway. Just because there's already so many cool things I can go get and get. I feel guilty rereading when I haven't read everything else yet. So yeah. Bridger asks about nonfiction, and the answer is I am also kicking around ideas there, and would also accept like I'm dying to seize or anyways. Yeah, I have nothing definite to announce there, but I am definitely thinking about it. And that is the most unhelpful answer possible. But yeah, I haven't done anything on the nonfiction side since November 2019. So it's, you know, certainly time to be looking at that. But I just don't have anything yet. By the way, did you notice I finished? Yes. So I am going to go through these in the app on my phone and listen and make sure everything's in order and proper and named correctly, since I was talking to you guys while I was doing it. But hopefully it's good. Hopefully it'll work. Yeah. All right. And then you can see like all these, 15 minutes, 6 minutes. Like, yeah, some chapters are longer than others. I'm sorry. So, yay. Okay. Grace reread Looking for Snazzy Quotes. Yeah. The Janine Ippolito told me to write down the snazzy quotes while I'm writing the book. Like, those moments where you get you write a paragraph and you're like, it was so good, it was good, it was good. Okay. And it doesn't matter, it's your own stuff. You're gonna get high on your own supply anyway, whatever. And she's like, yeah, just make a note of that so you have it ready when it's time to do marketing. And I was like, oh, that's really smart. so yeah, that's a thing that I've started doing. I now have a file where I just grab the pull quotes that make me giggle, and I put them aside so I have them for later. So, right, okay, Bridger, I totally get. The idea of rereading it is horrifying. Yeah, there's definitely a period of. Okay, I'll tell you a true story. There was an edit I wanted to make to the end of Kin and Kind, and I'm pretty sure I made it. But I honestly don't remember like 100% if I did, and I haven't gone back to check because I don't want to know. Like, it's fine. Like, it works either way. I just wanted it to, I thought the scene might work a little bit better if I made this edit. And, yeah. Who was it who said, somebody important once said, no poem is ever finished, it's only abandoned. And that is 100% true for, I think, most creative projects. Yeah. Uh, so, Grace, what's happening with my short story collection? Oh, hey. Yeah, that's on my project list eventually. Yeah, and I actually started taking some of that and turning it into my patron rewards. So they will eventually work their way out into like a proper bound collection in by me. But first, I'm kind of moving stories out through my patrons because there's a lot of stuff that people either haven't seen in a long time or haven't ever seen. And so I'm bringing that out. But yeah, they'll probably be, that's on a list of things to do. I have a lot of lists of things to do. There's behind. Okay. Well, hey, thanks for hanging out with me for much longer than normal, but I did finally get my stuff done. Yay! So yeah, I'm going to sign off at this time. But I am always open for fiction, nonfiction, streaming, and other suggestions. You can feel free to throw suggestions at me. If it's not going to work for any reason, I'll just say thank you and then not do it. So, but I would always love to hear what you guys would like to see here. So, as I mentioned way back when at the top of the stream, Rhonda and I are still going to do the live editing thing that just got canceled for a variety of reasons that I won't recap, but that is still going to happen, and I'll let you guys know when that is going to happen. And yeah, so I might haven't made a firm decision at all, be cutting back on streaming a little bit just so I can focus more on getting other things done, because this is, it's not even just that 1 hour a week is too much. It's that there's the hour and then there's converting it to the podcast and pulling the transcript and those things. And those are actually really time consuming. And don't want to do anything where, the transcript is not accessible or what I'm saying that is the subtitles, the closed captions are not accessible, or something like that. I think if you're going to do it, then do it for everybody. But, it's extra time that I could be using making more imaginary friends. So I'm going to look at what is the best use of my time. And, I've only got so many resources, right? So yeah. So anyway, but in the meantime, I'm not planning to disappear forever. And I would really like to make what I do the most useful, I guess, to everybody. Cause otherwise, it's just me here yelling into the void, and there's enough of that happens anyway. So, so do let me know if there's something in particular that you want. So, yeah, so that is it for today. Yeah, sorry, the dog's still on the other side of the room, so I can't even give you a dog cam to send off because she's asleep across the room. But that is it. And then you guys have a fantastic week, and I will see you in the new year where we will do cool things. All right, everybody, take care. Have an awesome night. Bye.